And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta as Humanity First. We got a fleet attempting to go out to Jupiter. We got, effectively, the next wave is actually going to pull back to Earth. Because the Earth Defense Fleet did not successfully stop an alien landing. We're not going to have a problem with dealing with the landing, but obviously the Earth Defense Fleet was destroyed, so we got to replace that. Got protein fuser drive here coming up. We'll see if that's enough of an improvement that keeps us from going into a different another fusion tree. I think it isn't going to be. I think we're going to go up the meta line after that one's done, but we'll see. Confirm assignments. Let some time pass.
Lending my expertise.
Yeah, the aliens, as soon as they get out their ship, should have a fairly rude awakening for them. Alien army detected on Earth. We have detected what appears to be the core of an alien army of alien soldiers and war machines in the Murano region, emerging from UFO that recently landed there. They appear small now, but as rapidly building up strength, it's likely they will never be this vulnerable again. Okay, so we did not manage to get to the landing site before they disembarked, so we're gonna have to fight them at 100%. Although I think 10 plus armies should be able to handle 3.
Things are stabilizing.
The people will come to our side.
Public opinion is moving in our direction. Crackdown complete.
Yeah, so they did get the full heal, so we won't be striking half strength guys. But I think again, 10, 11, 12 or something like that's gonna be plenty. Yeah, 14 armies in total should be enough firepower. Bring down 3.
Our people have taken control.
And we're full control of Iraq. So in 120 days, we'll be able to unify, or begin the Federate Unify list with Killfight. Okay, let's keep building monitors at Earth, so we get the monitor fleet replaced effectively. Build the wrong monitor. Potentially. No, there it is. 5 of the new ones. Okay. Here, that batch is obsolete, supplied that one. That one's obsolete, supplied that one. I'm going to build 5 more of these. And Earth. In fact, I'll queue up the full 10. We'll see if the whole full 10 can actually get built in time. Oh, I have... No, that's a shipyard on a different station. Okay. Okay. Purge and crackdown in the African Union. We'll just do a normal purge here. As a crackdown, we'll invest a little bit in.
Where to? Cracking down.
So they can't stop us there. Yeah, we've one that's pretty heavily damaged there. Hopefully we won't lose the EU army, but we might. And then yeah. For attacking, decent probability that we're going to go ahead and shoot them up reasonably quickly. Already got one of them down from 100% to 70%, so I think we're doing well.
lending my expertise.
Okay, so let's get those guys moving out to Earth. To join up with the other fleet we're sending to Earth. They'll arrive a little bit faster, I think, than the other one. 253 days, they'll arrive. On pause, we should get an estimator. 120 days, yeah, so look at they're a lot faster. And then outbound to Jupiter, 170. I think they're actually going to technically get intercept before they arrive there, but...
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We have neutralized their key people.
Okay, crackdown was successful. Thinking about it, we are in control of Iraq, right? Yeah. So let's actually do Unity at this point, and I can stop the public campaigning there.
We've
Move
moved
the public
needle.
campaign to the next target. Okay, it's already too late for them to really kick us out, so I don't need to worry about the fact that they've cracked us down. Scratch one alien invader army. Covered an alien war dog. Bonus damage against megafauna and evasive species containment might be very interesting. Bonus damage versus alien armies, nice.
Our associates are now in charge.
Back in control. Sure. Okay, yeah, we should be able to get rid of that last army pretty quickly. In fact, one of them is about to, so should wipe them out fairly quickly. Direct investment EU, can't spend there. Eurasian Union can spend there, so let's spend that much for the moment. Again, we're trying to build up the rate that we're making money, so we can forward all our stuff in space, and then also at some point we would like to be able to spend on things, direct investment that actually cost money and not just influence. Anyway, pulling the Chinese armies has destabilized China out. Oh, that's giving us a pretty good indication of how stable China is. With all those armies pulled out, we're still sitting at a resting stability of 2. So as we prove resting cohesion, we don't need those armies. We can, well, we probably want to keep those armies because those armies are, Navy-based, but we don't need to keep all the armies. All the armies would be a little bonus requirements.
I will tell our story.
Reporting in.
At your service. I will tell our story.
I suppose, based on what we're doing, I don't really want to do funding there. Back off on the funding. Work on welfare in Unity. Get Taiwan fixed quicker. Yeah, we should be soon hitting 10 sustainability here. We'll probably reduce it from triple investment to double investment at that point. Then globals, antimatter, I think it's going to be the next one done. Oh no, antimatter is not going to be the next one done. These two are just significantly cheaper. So November of this upcoming year, or December. Oh, they're all in December, just whether it's this year or next year. December this year, so that one's going to be done soon. And then November, so not this cycle, but next cycle, we should have the protium fuser drive, so we can compare how much better that is than the current drive. At which point we'll probably start working on electrostatic, or not inertial confinement, the one that's got like 7 levels. We'll basically run all the way up to level 7, and then research the second and last drives in that line. Here we go. Alien armies destroyed. Okay, let's send these 14 armies home. Path all armies home.
Lending my expertise.
Things are stabilizing.
The people will come to our side.
We've moved the needle.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
The people will come to our side.
Okay, slowly starting in Jordan. Starts slow and then moves faster as we get going. There's the protium fuser drive. I guess I never said it as a favorite. Oh no, we haven't researched the global for it yet. That's what's going on there. Okay, so I'm not going to start working on that because we can't. Let's get back on Great Europa again. And obviously we're going to do some ship upgrading, ship redesign. So as far as the Lancers, we'll see Block 8s. So upgrade that design. So this is the Deuteron fuser. So if we replace the power plant, not a big improvement, I think, on the power plant. The max output's increased, and we get 2 more zeros before the tons per gigawatt. So definitely much better for drives, although we do get our exotic cost on the drive, on the power plant. And then obviously we probably want to do the drive upgrade as well. So if we replace the drive, so it's 15.8 milliGs before, and then after we can crank it to decent improvement and decent fuel speed improvement. Still a bit of a slow ship, but that's not the end of the world. Ragnarok, Block 9 class Lancer. Running the maximum drive power there. Yeah, that should do everything better. Whether or not it's a great improvement over the existing ones is maybe up for debate. We've got some Block 4s, we've got some Block 6s, got Block 7s. We got to go all across the design spectrum there. 7 8s we're going to upgrade as well for the Dreadnoughts. Again, same sort of logic. Replace the drive, which could actually operate in the previous power plant if we needed to, but I think the big thing of going into the better power plant is we can run the drive bigger, which makes the ship faster. Oh, I forgot to upgrade the radiator. Not that the radiator is very big on these. Let's actually go upgrade the Ragnarok based on that presumption. And upgrade the radiator. Oh, no, the radiator was upgraded on the Lancers already. Okay. I hadn't done that on the Dreadnought. And now we have. And then 6B wants to be upgraded. The new drive and power plant. That did have the radiator upgrade. Okay. You know, we could probably, and it probably is worth doing, this might be the situation where we think about, do I actually have the Mark III coil guns? I do. Let's upgrade the batteries. Oh, that is a point defense laser, which is fine. Or do I not have a cannon yet? Don't have the Mark III coil cannon yet. Okay, that's what we'll have to run then. I got the rail version, not the coil cannon version. Okay, so that adds a little bit more exotics in because we've now got exotics on the batteries. But in theory, the exotics on the batteries makes the batteries better. Alright, we're going from 4/30 to 5/40. And then the range improves from 700 to 750. And then the other thing that might improve... What's the muzzle velocity? Can we see the muzzle velocity on that? That's another question. No. No, it does not tell me the muzzle velocity there. I assume the muzzle velocity gets improved as well. Okay, hopefully that's go. And then we do have a design for the Titan that we obviously haven't deployed yet. We'll upgrade that design as well. That's going to want the better power plant. That's going to want the better drive. And now that's actually almost a decent acceleration on that ship. Yeah, that's what we're going to roll for that, so save design. And of course that makes the old Titan obsolete. Not that we ever got around to deploying it. Yeah, okay, so that's good. We designed those ships. As soon as we have nobles, we'll actually start building some of those ships, I think. Yeah, because the thing holding us up from just deploying them is the noble cost. 335, almost 400 nobles each. Again, we make enough nobles that even without buying them from other people, we can make an entire fleet a year. Not time for direct investment there. Get a little bit more in Russia. Gale fight will be next. And yeah, we need to get money flowing a lot faster. This influence spending is slowly doing that. Okay, let's hit confirm assignments and let some time pass.
Lending my expertise.
I suppose there's an argument for making a redesign of the monitor as well. I didn't touch the monitor design. Upgrade a view. Obviously, we can't do a refit here, but... yeah, one fuel tank is giving us 41.8 kps range on these. So not terrible range. And reasonable speed for defense ship. Let's check these actually have a reasonable transfer window. Earth, medium Earth, Earth, low orbit. 6.3 hours. They're a bit slow. I think what we're determining there. Yeah, so that's the drawback on those, is they're a bit slow. Adding more fuel does not make them faster. Ooh, oh dear. Yeah, and they're light enough that it's not worth trimming engines off either. Okay, we probably don't want to build those in hindsight because they just aren't fast enough for the defense, orbital defense use.
Things are cooling off.
We have moved the needle.
The people will come to our side.
There we go.
We've moved.
One more cycle of that, and we should have enough control in Jordan. We can
Public
take Jordan
sentiment
over.
is increasingly with us.
Munitions Depot Blast. Accuse the alien administration of being the cause. Do I want cohesion? The African Union? Not really. No, I think we're good enough where we are. Okay, so let's just do a careful investigation. It was an accident, is what it is. Oh, I need at least 50% strength before I can press that button. Fair enough. You're not back yet. Fair enough. Okay. And then, yeah, we're going to go one more cycle, public campaigning, before we start doing the Crackdown Purge insertion. Tempting to for the Unity bonus. But no, we're going to grab more science. And then we spend our influence. Not in the EU, because the EU has spent its direct investment for the turn. Same thing with the Eurasian Union. up to 51. Although sadly, a lot of things cost a lot more money than they do influence, like the economy, 1.4k to 10. So we're gonna need a lot more income before we can start heavily investing in the money costing ones. And then the first thing we're probably going to be investing in is like welfare in places. So we can stabilize the cohesion. How close are we? Must be getting pretty close. Yeah, getting pretty close. Not there yet. Confirm assignments, let some time pass.
Lending my expertise.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's soon. Just short of 80 tons a year.
Order is returning.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Okay, in theory, a counselor has been detained in the servants. They might be worth trying to turn. We have arrived at low Mercury orbit. Okay, so we need to sortie against them. We can break off the monitors. And send them down first, at least. 97. Yeah, we're taking 7 hours to get down. That's because I've got the newer drives. The newer drives are really fuel efficient, but so slow. We send the whole thing down. Yeah, okay, so we're saving multiple hours. We're saving like half a day if we split the fleet in half. So we'll do that. And we will send both halves, just in case the first half is not enough. Okay, so the base was damaged. Urataka base 3. Oh, the base was completely destroyed. That's bad. And auto-resolve says we do jack nothing. We're gonna reject that just because I'm not gonna accept losing the base and the fleet for nothing. Yeah, so now we can see which ones are taking maneuvers. So basically the whole front batch is not. Okay. Missiles away. Again, I don't think we're shooting enough that we're actually going to destroy much. We're gonna get like 5 ships or so. We're flying faster than our missiles. Hopefully the game does not end the fight where the missiles actually connect. It'd be annoying. Oh, I've got another 5 ships coming in. Auto-resolve says we killed nothing. Auto-resolve is very wrong. No, this batch is not enough to get through. We'll see if we actually get any connections here. I think that's basically a nope. Okay, this one will auto-resolve. Yeah, that was a better result than the auto-resolve. Let's just be fair. 5 kills for 15 chips is pretty sad, but... And this is actually a problem, because this is a bunch of nobles we're losing at Mercury. So the core trifecta and solar farms for the moment to power it. And yeah, the garrison is fast enough to actually respond to the alien fleets. It would be enough to handle most of these fleets. Oh, actually, maybe not. Maybe we're gonna have to manually fight this battle. Yeah, we're gonna have to manually fight this battle. Okay, we're going to wait until they send out the flankers, then we're going to target the flankers prioritized. Get them to stop maneuvering or firing from flanks. And then do what we do with most of these fights. Okay, 1,000 kilometers is when they should start to deploy flankers. There they go. Well, we would like those missiles to be launched first, so let's get the missiles away first. There we go. Okay. That way they don't get launched at the flankers, hopefully. Let's go for that one. That one's pretty much dead in the void. It redirect to a different target. Oh, and they still went after flankers. We'll see if that's enough to blow those flankers up. Okay, I think we've done the spinal cannon shots against that one. That's enough damage there. Redirect. Again, the goal of shooting the flankers with the neutral lance is to get them disabled. They're not able to shoot from the flank. Nope, one of our lances is taking a heavy beating. Probably enough system damage to that one. The last flanker, and we'll focus on trying to bring kinetics off on the main battle line. Try to get the kinetics offline so that our kinetics can come through. Okay, good damage on that one. You definitely have lasers, so we'll try to get those lasers offline so our kinetics get through. Again, once we bring enough of the point defense down, the kinetics start getting through and start chewing the ships up. Almost getting through. Although we're getting awfully close. maybe a little concerning that we're getting autocannon rounds hitting targets. Into our proverbial knife fighting range, which is not where we'd like to have engagements end. Scratch another alien ship. Okay, the reinforcements are arriving. And we're up there. Yeah, hopefully this is enough damage that it won't be screwing with our Mercury bases anymore. And we haven't lost a ship, so things are going well. Yeah, we got in real close to losing ships, but we haven't lost any yet. Nope, I spoke too soon. There goes our first ship. Lost one dreadnought. Nope, lost one of the Lancers. To be fair, results like this is making it very tempting to go back to the old-fashioned, well, old-fashioned for me, laser plasma titans, just because they're so reliable. That's the biggest complaint I have with the kinetics. Kinetics have a bad habit of being like, yeah, no, you auto-resolve the fight, because the kinetics will handle the fight and auto-resolve, to, yeah, no, they're completely worthless, because you don't have enough kinetics to get to a point defense. Okay, this one is just really the auto-resolve, and the auto-resolve has the rest of the kills. Yep. So a couple broke away. Escaped. Okay, one of my Mercury bases is pretty wrecked from that. One of them's in the process of being rebuilt. Here's the wrecked one. So I think I lost one Dreadnought and one Lancer. Let's get replacements underway. Here we go. Yeah, I should also probably get replacements underway for the monitors, although we won't use the newer monitors because they're just not fast enough really for what we need. Where's my monitors? The old Block 4s. And it's all about that speed. There's too much of a speed drop at the moment. Okay. If anything more than the loss of the station, the loss of the ships is the harmful component of that. Okay, so Caliphate has finished government. That's good to know. We'd like you to move on to welfare? Or the environment. Something's making the game lag go crazy. Let's unpause it for a moment. Let a little bit of that pass. That fixes it. Nope.
Prepping for next mission.
I assume there's some background calculation going on in the game that's making the game real laggy right now. Here it goes. It's passed finally. Yeah, we'll do that mix. Obviously, when I deal with climate change, we care about welfare here. At some point, we're going to want to get the GDPC up, but I think the biggest problem with just focusing on getting GDPC up is obviously climate change, right? So if we can fix the climate change problem, the GDP won't decline. That's where we want to be. In environment here, we're getting close to being at full 10. We're to 65 and dropping per year. Yeah, let's do some Environment Eurasian Union as well. We're looking to merge these two, which is actually going to make the environment worse in the short run, because I don't think it inherits the... I think it'll sum the two, rather than keep the source target for sustainability. So I think that's good. Merging Russia is going to drop the EUs effectively.
Your orders?
Ready for orders.
Okay, decent crackdown, even with the defend up.
Applying pressure on their people.
Where to?
Ready.
Can I have you reach out to talk to the Resistance? See if you can get some nobles off them,
Initiating
get more
contact.
ships under construction. No, not more for Mercury orbit. Although the fleet should be prepared by the time they arrive. It just
Lending
means that
my
they go for the
expertise.
stations. The stations are defended.
Reaching out.
We wish that you would see your extremism harms the very people we're trying to protect.
Okay, so if I give them all the metal, they'd accept that. That's a little bit more than I want. Unsurprisingly. Okay. So that's not quite enough nobles, I think, to get a full fleet under construction. Although that's definitely accelerated the rate.
The people will come to our side.
The people will come to our side.
We have hit them where it hurts.
Sun Tzu said, "The art of war is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Soon, very soon, we will follow this road across the stars and face our final destiny." Colonel Hans Castillo addressing his troops.
Here we go. So, heavy pulse propulsion is complete. And we get to pick the next one because we're the one who invested the most. Inertial confinement. And I think this is the one that goes up all the way up to 7. So that's probably actually the next drive we'll start working on as soon as that's done. Yeah, as soon as one of these is done, we'll be in... Actually, this is going to be the first one that's done, isn't it? Yeah, so this one is propulsion. Antimatter propulsion will go in after it. But after that, we'll be in repeatable territory. Okay, so we've got a full batch, I believe, of 15 monitors at Earth. Which for most of the small stuff is enough. It's when we get into bigger fights, so that's not enough. Which really at this point means I just need a better drive, so I can fully swap over using the kinetic chips for orbital defense.
We've removed some threats.
Oh, and these are the new ones. They're not super fast. They got the fuel to get out there, but they're not super fast. We'll send them out. They're not going to get there in time, I think, to stop the landing. Yeah, no. They didn't stop the landing, so there's a new alien on the planet. Okay, thinking about it, let's build another batch of these guys. In fact, actually, let's obsolete that one. Hide that one. We're not going to build any more of those guys. Because they're just not fast enough. They would be fast enough for attack. Sort of going out into the space, but we're having problems. We're having not enough sort of agility to defend ourselves, which is not what we want.
Removing our enemies.
Ready to go. Turning up the heat.
Standing by for orders. On my way to the capital.
Acknowledged. Initiating surveillance.
Ready for orders. We'll bring them in.
Okay, we'll do something like that. Bending emission control, that'll be Unity. Almost there, again with the sustainability. We got a lot of sustainability improvements that we want to do. Has it been a year for you? It has been. At least our money income is going up. We're still struggling, or still overspending it at this rate, but it is going up. Okay, I think this is where we're going to go ahead and put the part break in. Things are backsliding. Nothing super concerning. Although I'm reaching the point where I'm getting fed up with having to rely on kinetic ship. Although, really my main complaint is not our ships, it's our drives. Our drives are pretty poor. They got the fuel efficiency. But they don't got the speed. Need more speed. I can't get more speed with this line of drives, so we're gonna have to go into the other line of drives. So we're stuck with these terrible drives until at least the 30th of March. Probably the 56th of March. Like, they're great for attacking, like the outbound to Jupiter. That's going well. Although it's still outbound to Jupiter. That's the complaint there, right? The complaint there is, yeah, no, tier 2 is enough to go to Jupiter. We're just still waiting for it to get to Jupiter. 63 days. So, next part, maybe? But yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, that'll be tomorrow, possibly. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. We're going to take a short break here so I can get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea. I'm going to try to record at least 2 more parts tonight, if not 3 more parts. We'll see where I'm feeling after the next 2 parts. Until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.